This video is a case study of how I used a couple of IRSA tools to find the data that I needed. For the study that I'm doing, I want to get Spitzer mosaics over a larger region surrounding M8, the Lagoon Nebula. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to see what data are available. The easiest way to do this is to put in M8 in this box on the IRSA homepage and click search. Then it's going to give me a list of everything that it finds. For this exercise, I'm interested primarily in just the Spitzer data. So I'm going to filter down just the Spitzer data. It tells me that it has data from GLIMPS as well as SEIP and MIPSCAL. For my purposes, the SEIP data are what I need. So I can click on To Data Collection Explorer. It's loading the search results for a Data Collection Explorer search centered on M8. Okay, it's come back with a list of images here, and you can see that there's science and weight and noise and all sorts of things, but the science ones are at the top. If I zoom out a little bit on the coverage map here, you can see that there are several tiles covering the region that I want. But I know from the work that I'm already doing that it turns out I actually want stuff over a larger region. And I probably need to see if there's data covering this corner or this corner. So what do I need to do to find those additional tiles? There's a couple different things I could do, but having learned that the data products that I need are SEIP, I could go back to the Data Collections tab, and it's struggling a little bit because what it's doing is it's got an all-sky view here, and it's trying to overlay the multi-order coverage map for the SEIP. You'll see in a minute why it's struggling. Okay, you can see why it was struggling. There's a lot of footprints there. These are all of the observations that are incorporated into the SEIP. For my purposes, I'm going to put in M8 again, but this time I'm going to increase the search radius to 0.3 degrees. And then search. Okay, now it's come back with a much larger collection of images. Here I had 246. Let's filter this down so that it's just science. There's 54 science. Over here, if we do the same thing and filter it down so it's just science, there's 136 science. So this is a more complete list of images that I want. So in order to do my science, I need to download the data. So I'm going to select all the science images and prepare download, and then I can download them. The file names that it uses to save these images are the same as the file names that are stored on disk here with us at IRSA. These file names mean important things about what IREC channel it's using, how the mosaics are constructed, and what the exposure times are that were used to construct these mosaics. I know all about this because, well, I've read the documentation, which you should do before you use any of the data from these deliveries. To get more information, click on Data Help, and it will tell you more information about any of the data products that you can find in the Data Collection Explorer.